What is good, you guys? Welcome to today's market slash trade recap. Today is the 1st of October. Happy OVO month. Hopefully price action continues to pick up just a little bit, right? So coming into this morning, well, first of all, we had news at 8:15 and we have PMI at 10. Okay, so just keep that in mind. And then I had a neutral bias coming into this morning. We had unfilled gaps above us and below us, along with session highs above and below us. Whatever level gets hit first, I want to see how price reacts off of it. If we start rejecting, we can assume price is going to reverse. And if we start displacing through the key levels, we can ride the trend. Okay, so this is what let's start on the hourly. This is what the hourly chart looked like. We had previous day high up here. We had Asia high, unfilled hourly. This is 15-minute intermediate lows. We had another unfilled hourly, which this one was a bullish gap, and then we had London lows all the way down here. Okay, this is what the 15-minute looked like. Here is the intermediate lows that I'm talking about, and we will get into that right now. So coming into this morning, I was leaning just a little bit more bullish than I was, but overall I was still pretty neutral. So what I wanted to see was a SMT form with these lows, and actually that's exactly what we fucking got. Market open right here, and we got an SMT with these lows, and I wasn't worried about this 3-minute. I was going to use that as a break-even point. I was hoping a 1-minute gap can open up right here, and then as you guys can see, I would have took this up and towards all this low resistance liquidity. This would have been my final take profit. As you guys see, it ended up getting hit. So that was right in the morning. And then what do we have to the left of us? Well, we had this unfilled hourly gap. We took out Asia highs, so on and so forth, right? So we're just going to continue up. All right, we started to chop around a little bit. And then I actually did take a trade right here. This was just an eval play. Didn't risk much on it. I think it was only like $200. So I just was taking it to, where was my fucking, I think it was these highs right here. These 15-minute highs. Yeah, that's exactly where it was. It was a 5-minute, what's it called? 5-minute continuation. As you guys see, we tapped into this 5-minute gap. All right. We ended up having a 5-minute SMT as well. ES was not inside of this fair value gap. Where is ES? ES was trading a lot higher. And then we ended up inversing this 1-minute gap right here. So my take profit was those highs with my break-even point at the internal highs. This is what my trade idea looked like. I actually set a limit order at the inversion. That's what it was. So this is what my trade idea looked like. As you guys see, I got stopped out fucking immediately. But whatever, it was a fucking eval play. I literally just could give a fuck, right? So we ended up leaving this low resistance liquidity up here along with these relatively low highs. And then we just shit the bed. So when we shit the bed, what was our targets lower, right? When we shit the bed, we ended up leaving this 5-minute gap, inversing this 5-minute. So we inverted the bullish 5-minute, created a bearish 5-minute. I know, 5-minute, 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 so many 5 minutes. We had these relatively equal lows right here, and I believe there was a unfilled 1 hour beneath this. Yep. So at this point in time, I was like, okay, cool. We have targets lower. If we truly are bearish on the day, we should come up into this 5-minute, respect it, and then we can target these as our take profit areas. Okay, so what ended up happening? We come up into these 5 minutes, and I was perfectly fine with taking a trade before 10 o'clock, especially if this 1 minute got inversed. It looked very, very clean. And when 10 o'clock would have came, I would have just moved my stops to break even right before 10 a.m. came. So from here, we did not get the 1-minute inversion. It actually edged it. So that's why I stayed out of this trade. And then 10 a.m. came. We left data lows right here. But we never ended up coming and revisiting that area. If we go to the 5-minute, we just continued higher and higher and higher on the day. All right. So it did not end up taking out data lows. So that is not relevant. What we did do, though, was come up and take out previous day highs, creating an SMT. And on the way up, let me get this out the way, we left a 15-minute fair value gap right here, and then a plethora of 5 minutes. But I was more so worried about the 15 minutes. And then also on the 1 minute, prior to 11 a.m. opening high, we generated all this liquidity. So this was a beautiful, beautiful mech model that ended up getting break even on. I got stopped out right here. And I'll go over my break-even point in a second. So what we did was we came out, swept out previous day highs. As you guys can see, ES was not at previous day highs. Also, we generated a whole bunch of fucking liquidity, okay? We got this Drake to the upside, and we ended up inversing this 2-minute gap, okay? So not only did we get 11 a.m. open high into a previous day high SMT, we also got a 2-minute inversion, instantly rejecting it, right? We come up, create the fair value gap, inverse it. I set my limit order at the inversion, stopped at the SMT highs, almost got stopped out, and then my take profit all the way down to the 15-minute. Now, my break even point was a 1-to-1, so right here. So my break even point got hit perfectly. Price instantly reversed, stopped me out at break even, and I don't know if this trade ended up hitting. Let's see. Is this live? Oh, this is live. So we would have just missed out by a fucking tick. Here's my execution points. I entered right here off of this candle on the retracement back up into the inversion, and then I got stopped out break even right here. So this was a beautiful mech model. Unfortunately, it did not play out. We missed it. Well, I got break even, but if you guys stayed in this trade, we ended up missing it by 0.5 of a point, which is disgusting work. But yeah, that was basically all for today. Kind of shitty. I want to say shitty, but kind of weird price action in the morning, right? We come up, well, we manipulate lower, we come up, we then come back down, leaving these relatively lows. Typically, NASDAQ will take this shit out before continuing higher, but recently it hasn't been doing that. So we kind of have to adjust to the markets, and I wouldn't say get used to it, but watch out for that now, because NASDAQ has been leaving like equal lows and relatively equal lows, and we'll come back to them later on in the like the afternoon sessions, shit like that. And then we just created a plethora of 5-minute fair value gaps. I was waiting for this 15-minute to open up and then also take out previous day highs. Now, if this 15-minute opened up and we didn't take out previous day highs and we left these relatively equal highs with them and we came down first and took them out, I would have just looked for a continuation model higher, right? It was literally just up to 11 a.m. to see if we opened high first or if we opened low first. If we opened low into the 15-minute gap, I would have took longs. And if we opened high like we did, I was going to take shorts down to the unfilled 15 minutes. So that was my thought process throughout it all. Like I said, it's not really about daily buys. It's finding literally just the next draw on liquidity, right? So that's all we really look for on a day-to-day basis. So I didn't make any money today. I didn't lose any money. It is what it is. But yeah, other than that, that'll be all. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them in the comments.